Considering that my thumb, when I push that direction, which way is my wrist going now? When I press down on my thumb, it's going like this, okay? So if you're someone who swings the club back and you get in this position right here and then you suddenly become a caster, I think you just kind of figured out what one of the issues is, right? Hey golfers, Tony McMullen, the founder of Smart Golf Academy here. Today, we're going to talk about your thumb. Actually, we're going to talk about your trail thumb. If you're right-handed, that'll be your right thumb. And the amount of pressure that your right thumb puts into your golf swing and how much it's helping you or hurting you. Just one thumb on your right hand, how much does that affect in a good way or a bad way your golf swing? Okay? We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to give you a drill to help you get the right feel and the right amount of pressure in your right thumb, and then you're going to start playing some better golf. But before that, if you're not a subscriber, we'd love to have you be one. We've got over 1,000 subscribers. We've helped a whole bunch of people to understand their game more and to play better golf, perform better, and just enjoy the game more. And we would love for you to be one of those people. And if nothing else, drop us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Okay? So your thumb, if you're right-handed, your right thumb. When you grip your golf club, okay, your grip pressure should probably be somewhere on a scale of 1 to 10, around maybe 3 or maybe 4. Now, you know, there's different takes on that. Some people say hold the club out in front of you and only hold it tight enough so it doesn't slip through your fingers. That's one way to do it. Another way to think of it as is if you were holding a baby bird in your hand. I think this was Mr. Hogan's analogy. Hold a baby bird in your hand. You don't want to squeeze it, but you don't want to let it fly away. Grip pressure is really, really important. And when you start over gripping your golf club, whether that be, you know, you feel pressure when you're playing or you're a little emotional, you had a bad hole and you're getting ready to show the ball who the boss is and that kind of stuff. Those things have a direct effect on how your hands work, how much range of motion they have and how much they can release the golf club, supination, pronation, all those technical terms are all tied. They are all factors that are tied to the source of your grip pressure, okay? So very simply, let's eliminate the left hand. All right, your right hand, when you grip the club, if you hold it out here to the right and you just let the club lean towards you a little bit, you should be able to feel the pressure increase on your right thumb, okay? Now, if you press down, in other words, if I hold the club out like this and I press down on my thumb, okay, now I've got a whole lot more tension and pressure going that way, okay? Now when I let the club tilt in, there's no change. I don't feel any change in pressure at all, okay? Considering that my thumb, when I push that direction, which way is my wrist going now when I press down on my thumb? It's going like this, okay? So if you're someone who swings the club back and you get in this position right here and then you suddenly become a caster, I think you just kind of figured out what one of the issues is, right? Your thumb is creating a path. It's creating you throwing the club away from you, and that pressure runs through the thumb and all the way up into the forearm here. And you can really generate a lot of push away from you, okay? If you're fishing, that's great. But if you're playing golf, not so good, okay? So what should we do? What should we have in our thumb? And by the way, that's just one issue that pressure in that right thumb can cause, okay? There's a number of other ones. I won't go into them today, but I think that's the most prevalent one. It is a massive contributor to someone who casts. It's not always, and I'm speaking in generalizations here, it's not always the sole contributor. Sometimes there are other things, you know, there's body parts moving the wrong direction and that kind of stuff. But this certainly contributes in a big way to someone who casts the club. Now, what should we have? Okay? Again, an easy way to feel how much pressure you should have on it would be to hold the club out here like this and let it tilt towards you. And as it comes towards you, you should feel more and more pressure on your right thumb. Okay? If there's no pressure change, then you're probably gripping it. You're pressing down with your right thumb, your trail thumb, a little too much. You're putting too much pressure on the grip, okay? Another telltale sign is, for those of you who don't change your grips very often, somewhere around in here is going to be a worn spot, okay? somewhere right about there, okay, is going to have a spot that's worn on the grip. That's a good indicator that you probably have a little too much thumb pressure when you go to hit the ball. Now, so that would be the first thing I would do. I would do this, and this doesn't apply to everyone, but for most people that have too much pressure in their right hand, you can actually leave both hands on it if you want to. And as the club comes towards you, you should feel just a little bit of pressure building here, okay? Because that shaft's coming in. Now, the drill that we want to help us feel what we should feel starts with this, okay? When you set up to hit the ball, take that thumb and that forefinger off the club completely. So now you really only have pressure in these two fingers right here, because your little finger of your trail hand is either here or here. So it really doesn't count, okay? If you're an adult golfer. Now, if you're a kid, if you're a junior golfer and maybe you still got the 10-finger grip, or a lady, that's fine. You just don't want to have a whole bunch of pressure in that pinky, which you probably won't anyway, okay? So take the thumb and the forefinger off, okay, and then make some swings that way. And what you'll feel is you'll be able to feel the club head really a lot more when you do that, okay? Whereas if you got your thumb on it and you're pressing down, the first thing I would say is that when you cast, we've lost all the energy right there, and there's a good chance I'm going to wind up in that position when I hit the ball, which casting the club, and then the club head's going to get in front of the hands, and we got another whole mess of problems. It's all based on, at the top of your swing, your right thumb having too much pressure and pushing the club away from you. So start by making some practice swings where the forefinger and the thumb are off the club completely, and just let the body turn. And you're going to feel the head of the club. It's going to feel a lot cleaner. It's going to feel like that there's more energy. You're also going to have a little bit more lag because you're not pushing the club away from you. You're in this position. And remember from videos that you've seen before, we don't want to be a tugger. Don't tug it. If your right thumb is applying too much pressure, that's also a contributor to tugging. We want to be a turner. Are you a tugger or are you a turner? A couple of weeks ago, we put that video out. So you want to feel like that when you swing, you're able to just feel that club head, okay? Feel the extension there, all right? Then go and get yourself some golf balls and hit a few golf balls that way. Don't get caught up in where the ball's going or how you're hitting it. Just get the feel of the swing without having that pressure of your right thumb pushing down on the golf club. Then, when you think you've got it, you can let your finger and your thumb come back to the club, but they have little to no pressure. All they're doing is stabilizing. Okay, so then when you swing, you've got a good chance of swinging, getting the club face square. That stored up energy stays there through the golf ball. You start hitting it further, and the world of golf for you just blossoms. Okay? Give this a try. Work with it a little bit. For more tips like these, go to smartgolfacademy.org, the online academy. There's over 80 videos there to help you play some great golf. Using that is going to help you to be a better golfer.